Good morning, I'm Lauren Taylor. It's Friday, September 20th, 2024, and these are your Unbiased Updates. Israel unleashes heavy strikes on Lebanon overnight. We'll bring you the latest developments from the Middle East. And a judge in Kentucky is killed, and a sheriff is arrested for his murder. We have the developing details.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world, these are today's Unbiased Updates.
Thank you for joining us. We begin with the latest developments in the Middle East. Israel carried out its strongest strike yet against Hezbollah in Lebanon overnight, intensifying the conflict between the two that started almost a year ago after Hamas's terrorist attack on Israel. The strikes, which were part of a bigger exchange of fire between the Israeli military and the militant group, came after 2 days of attacks targeting wireless devices in Lebanon. Those attacks, which caused thousands of pagers and walkie-talkies to explode, are widely believed to have been orchestrated by Israel against Hezbollah. Hundreds of civilians were also hurt, some even killed. Hezbollah's leader said Thursday, Israel has, quote, crossed all the red lines and vowed revenge. Attacks have been ramping up between the Iranian-backed militant group and Israel since the start of the war in Gaza, with Hezbollah claiming it's part of a supportive front for Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, Israel is turning more of its military attention toward the border with Lebanon, with soldiers taking up new artillery position in the Israeli-controlled Golan Heights. Residents there have been warned by Israel's military to stay inside or close to a bomb shelter for the time being. The heightening tensions in the Middle East come as President Biden looks to help secure a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. The Wall Street Journal, however, is reporting senior U.S. officials believe they don't expect a ceasefire to be reached by the end of Biden's term. Thursday was a busy day for both Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, with both presidential candidates participating in campaign events. The vice president taking part in an evening live stream from Michigan hosted by Oprah Winfrey. During the event titled United for America, which also featured celebrities like Meryl Streep and Jennifer Lopez, Harris spoke about stepping up to be the Democratic presidential nominee once President Biden dropped out of the race.
I felt a sense of responsibility, to be honest with you. And with that comes a sense of purpose. But I mean, we're all here and you all are taking time out of your busy lives, everyone here, everyone on the screen, because there really is so much at stake.
Harris also spoke about topics like gun violence, abortion rights, and cutting costs for the middle class. Meanwhile, Republican presidential nominee, former President Trump, spoke to a group of Jewish donors during an event in Washington titled Fighting Anti-Semitism in America.
I will be your defender, your protector, and I will be the best friend Jewish Americans have ever had in the White House. Sadly, and I have to say this, and it hurts me to say it, you're going to still vote for Democrats, and it doesn't make sense. I say all the time that any Jewish person that votes for her, especially now, her or the Democrat Party, should have their head examined.
During his address, Trump also criticized the Biden-Harris administration's handling of the war in Gaza and the protests on college campuses. A sheriff in Kentucky is accused of killing a judge inside a courthouse Thursday. It happened in the rural town of Whitesburg, about 145 miles southeast of Lexington. Sheriff Sean Steins is accused of shooting District Judge Kevin Mullins multiple times during an argument inside the judge's chambers. Kentucky State Police say Mullins died at the scene, with Steins surrendering to authorities. Steins has been charged with 1 count of first-degree murder. Law enforcement officials are still investigating what led up to the killing. Controversy is surrounding the race for governor in North Carolina. Republican candidate Mark Robinson is vowing to remain in the race after CNN published a story Thursday alleging he made lewd and inflammatory statements on the message board of a pornographic website more than 10 years ago. Robinson denies these allegations. Among the accusations in the report, CNN says Robinson expressed support for reinstating slavery. The comments were made between 2008 and 2012 before Robinson entered politics. He was elected North Carolina's lieutenant governor in 2020. In an interview with CNN, Robinson called the report tabloid trash, saying, quote, "I'm not going to get into the minutiae of how somebody manufactured this, these salacious tabloid lies." He had a similar message in a social media video posted before CNN report was made public.
Let me reassure you, the things that you will see in that story, those are not the words of Mark Robinson. You know my words, you know my character, and you know that I have been completely transparent in this race and before. We are staying in this race. We are in it to win it. And we know that with your help, we will.
Big changes at Nike as the sneaker brand is looking to get back on the right foot with a switch in leadership. Nike announced Thursday it will be replacing CEO John Donahoe with company veteran, former senior executive Elliott Hill. Hill previously worked for Nike for 32 years before retiring in 2020. According to reports, his annual salary as president and CEO will be $1.5 million. The move comes as Nike is hoping to revive sales amid growing competition. Hill is set to take over as CEO on October 14th. Finally this morning, history was made on the baseball field last night. During a game between the Los Angeles Dodgers and Miami Marlins, Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani became the first player in Major League Baseball history to hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases in a single season. And he was not satisfied with that. By the end of the game, Ohtani hit his 51st home run of the year and stole his 51st base. All in all, Ohtani was 6 for 6 in the game with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs in the Dodgers' 20-4 win over the Marlins, all to clinch a playoff spot for LA. These are your unbiased updates for this Friday. We'll see you back here on Monday. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Lauren Taylor. Have a great day.